This is the story of the Zizians, one of the strangest, one of the deadliest, and one of the most vegan cults that you've probably ever heard of. Now, to be a Zizian, you also needed to be a very strict vegan, so much so that some of them believed that eating meat was essentially the same as committing mass murder. Now, there were even some blog posts put out there arguing that killing a meat eater could actually be justified, because according to Zizians, if the meat eater was dead, then it was ultimately preventing more future harm from being done. Now, as we know, not every cult will jump straight to murder, but eventually, the Zizians' beliefs, they turned deadly. The first confirmed act of violence that was tied to the Zizians happened in November of 2022 in Vallejo, California. So one person with ties to the area was Curtis Lind. On November 13th, 2022, Curtis was asked to come by and check on a water leak in one of the Zizian trucks. But when he got there, he was suddenly ambushed. Now, Curtis said that when he stepped inside the trailer, he was immediately knocked unconscious. Then he was stabbed and beaten by multiple people. He says that he totally blacked out and that when he came to, he was surrounded by this group of people who were all trying to kill him. He also said that he had a samurai sword just impaled in his chest. But then, just a few weeks later, something even more insane happened in the Zizian circle. On New Year's Eve in 2022, Philadelphia suburb of Chester Heights in Pennsylvania was filled with people who were all getting ready to ring in the new year with their family and their friends. And inside one of the homes in that suburb was Richard and Rita Zajko, a retired couple living in their 70s who had lived in that home for decades. Around 11:30 p.m., a neighbor's Ring camera caught a car pulling into Richard and Rita's driveway. Then, a few minutes later, someone inside the house shouted, "Mom!" Then, "Oh my God, oh God, oh God!" And 9 minutes after that, two people were seen leaving the house and driving away. 2 days later, on January 2nd, 2023, police entered the home and they discovered the bodies of Richard and Rita. Rita had been shot once in the back of the head, and Richard had been shot in the temple. Only 2 bullets were fired, but both of them were deceased. By late January 2005, 6 people had lost their lives as a direct or indirect result of the Zizian ideology.